All right, developer diary number 3. I'm pretty excited. I didn't do one for the second one, mostly because I was just too busy in real life. But it's winter now, and I have nothing to do, so here we go. So this is basically just going to be my thoughts on the dev diary, on any related subjects that I think of while watching this and talking about it. I mean, this isn't my first viewing. I did watch it once last night before I went to bed, just to record it. But now I'm ready to give some thoughts and complaints. But anyway, they start with introducing themselves, so nothing crazy. We're just going to skip past this. Yeah, let's get right into the updates with Rajang, who, to be honest, I've never been a huge fan of. I know it's not a super popular thing to say, because everyone's sucking his dick right now, but I've never been a huge fan of Rajang. So we enter with the Admiral, the 10-foot tall monster of a man looking around for something. And of course, he ends up coming across Rajang, which, to be honest, if the Admiral had a stand, I think Rajang would be his stand. Now, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Rajang, I still do appreciate a level of detail and how he looks. They did an amazing job. I mean, that's been consistent, I think, in World for most monsters. Nargacuga, Tigrex, Brachiodos, the list goes on. They've done a great job translating these monsters to World, and Rajang is no exception. A lot of my experience with Rajang was from 4 Ultimate, doing the endgame there, which was kind of a nightmare. And the problem with that was that I didn't even like the weapon skin that the Rajang guild quests gave you. So I didn't even actually end up fighting him that much once I got a few, because I didn't like how his weapons looked. And the thing that stuck out to me most here was that when he powers up, his arms become even harder. So I'm guessing some people might use Mind's Eye if they start bouncing. Or you're just going to have to go out of your way to make sure that the arms are wounded. I'm not sure, but kind of like with the last dev diary where we were talking about Fulgur Anjanath, and they're like, oh, you'll have to do something to stop his electricity. And I was thinking, how cool would it be to have a mechanic, something like poison or hitting him with water stops his electricity. But nope, as it turned out, it was just hit him a bunch until he knocks over, like every other monster. So, I mean, there's opportunities for unique mechanics, but for whatever reason, they're just not getting into it. And that's not to say it won't be a fun hunt or a good hunt, because it still could be. I mean, I'm definitely excited anytime a new monster gets added, so I'm just thankful for that at this point. And unfortunately, even the armor is a disappointment to me. I fucking hate it. I was really hoping that at least it would have been the Divine Ire armor. It's been in other games, but I remember it most from 4 Ultimate. So this is just a wash for me too. I mean, at least hopefully it's good, so I can cover it up with some layered armor. But yeah, blah. Do not like that design at all. And as far as it comes to the weapons, I really don't care that much. I just don't want them to be bone with Rajang parts taped onto them. But yeah, let's shift our focus now to the grinding lands, where the insects in Rotten Vale will literally drive you fucking crazy if you even so much as attempt to gather a single item. Overall, though, at this point, I've made my peace with the grinding lands. I mean, it's not ideal, and I think there could have been better solutions for the end game, but it is what it is. I just wish the leveling down thing would get fixed, and they do make a point here to say that they've heard our quote-unquote honest feedback, which is probably just people ranting and raving and sending them hate mail, I would imagine, but at least they're aware of it. I do want to say something positive about the grinding lands, though, and that is that it is the closest World has come to the old-style rooms, where you'd have 4 people and you would stick together and just grind and hunt after hunt after hunt. It's not always the case, but it has happened for me quite a few times, and I really do like that. And here we go a little bit deeper into the new region, the volcanic region of the Grinding Lands. And I mean, I'm excited just because it'll be a new map. I mean, I'm still pretty disappointed that the expansion only included Hoarfrost Reach as the lone new map. That's pretty shabby, I think, for a G rank expansion. And the Grinding Lands helps a little bit. But really, it's not a new map. It's just a composite of a bunch of existing assets. So at least this will mix it up a little bit and it'll be kind of something new. All right, finally some excellent news. This I am super excited about. And other than the fact that there's a new monster, this was my most hype moment. More layered armor. Hopefully all of low rank and high rank, because there are some amazing sets like the Odegaron set from high rank. I could definitely see myself wearing that a lot now. And I suppose this really doesn't matter much for PC players, but PC players can go fuck themselves anyway, because so much cheating, it's ridiculous. And I am really excited to fight the tempered versions of Silverlos and Goldian. That will be really nice. They're definitely challenging. I really like their inclusion and implementation in Iceborne. So I'm excited to see how much harder they get and if they get any new moves. And this next section is just all about the room stuff, which I'm not too hot on. I mean, it might be fun to mess around a little bit, maybe have someone come into your room, but I just really don't care. Once again, I would trade all this stuff for even a single new monster. So this is neither here nor there for me. But one thing that I guess I do like is if they're gonna monetize any point of the game, the room stuff is perfect because I have no interest in it whatsoever. So monetize that away. Just leave the monsters, maps, weapons, stuff like that alone. So I feel like they're on a good path as far as that monetization is concerned. Because yeah, if you want to spend some money and make your room fancy, whatever, that's not part of the core game. So I think it's a smart area for them to monetize, better than them touching any of the core parts of the game. So let's at least be thankful for that. All right, and for the end of the dev diary, we have the Iceborne roadmap for the next few months. Main points here, of course, are Rajang, the new volcanic area for the Grinding Lands, and the layered armor. So that's really cool. I mean, there's like the room stuff too, but whatever. And then they also touch on the Resident Evil crossover, which I thought was a little strange that it's coming in November. I really figured they would have it out in time for Halloween, but hey, I guess better late than never. And that new Charge Blade looks really cool from the design contest. And then, of course, we have all the Horizon Zero Dawn stuff, which is great. I mean, I was a big fan of that game. I thought it was excellent. So it's cool to see that continue into Master Rank. I'm definitely looking forward to Horizon Zero Dawn 2, if and when that ever comes out. So this will be a good way to kind of tide fans of that game over. I wonder what the new, like, unique action they're talking about is. I assume it'll be something like the Dante armor, where your arm transforms, or you get some special animations, or like with the Draken armor, when you jump with the glaive, how it has like a little dragon shoot up. So nothing crazy, but maybe a nice little cosmetic touch. And then here we've got some more of the festivals. I mean, nothing to write home about. And this last image here really paints a bright picture for the future of Iceborne, I think. New monster in December, and just tons of content. So I'm curious what they'll do for the 2nd anniversary. I'm pretty excited for that. But anyway, as usual, happy hunting.